Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On today's video, I'm going to talk about CSS. So, what is CSS? CSS is short for cascading style sheets, if I'm not mistaken. And what is used for? It's used for layout to style HTML document. And there's three ways to use CSS. The first is using inline CSS. On this method, we are adding this style attribute inside the HTML element. And here I'll show you how. First, we have this CSS, HTML file. We have this web. It will look like this without the styling. Very boring. Just plain text. And on inline CSS, we can style using by adding this style attribute inside the element. Okay, for the example, let's style this heading, which is this h1. We type style, and then let's say we're going to change the color of the text, so it's color. Let's try blue. Let's change it to blue. And that, look at it. And then let's say we're going to change the font size. Font size, let's say larger. Nope, we can specify it using, let's say, 30 pixel, for example. And we can also make the text in the center, displayed in the center, using text align center, like that. Okay, next, let's try styling this first paragraph. Doing the same, typing style inside the p element, change the color. Let's make the color of the first paragraph white, and make the background black, like that. We can also change, for example, the font family, the font width. Let's try Arial, and this is how it looks. Also, there's text align, justify, like that. Okay, move on to second method is using internal CSS. So internal CSS, we add this style element inside the head. Inside this, we nested this style element inside this head element. Type style like this, and then we call which element that we are going to style. Wait, let me refresh this. Okay, this. Let's start it with styling the h1. Let's say make it appear in the center. We can also change the background of the web or the page using calling this body element, and then change the background color, let's say into red. Yes, red. And let's call P, change the size. This is just an example. You can experiment or try it by yourself. Let's say 30 pixel, something like that. And this, because we're calling the P element, it will apply on all elements that are P, which is this paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. If you want to specify only this, let's say this first paragraph, we can also add attribute to the element by adding class attribute, and let's name this class P1. You see, then we call the class by putting dot first and then P1. We can change the color, for example, and then aqua. You can see that. You see, it only applied on the first paragraph because we only specified the class for only this first element of P, only for this class, so it won't apply on this second P. Okay, move on to third method. Wrong click. The third method is using external CSS. The method is adding this link into the head element. Okay, let me run this first. Okay, first we're going to need a CSS file, other CSS file. You can make one. Styles.css, and then link it inside the head. Type link and then rel for style sheet href. This attribute is where you put your CSS file. Because mine is on the same folder, just type the file name like this. It's already linked, so we can type the styling code on different file. This method also helps if you have a lot of HTML file that using the same layout. You only need to change one file, this CSS file, to change the whole website. Okay, first for example, we are styling the head. Background, the body for the background, for the whole background of the page, background color, let's say P, text align justify to make it look more tidy. And we can also change the whole font size. You can put it in body element. Let's say font size 30 pixel, like that. Or the whole color, let's say red, something like that. The class thing also work. Let's try this on P, on the second P. Let's add class and name it P2. and then we can call it dot p2. We can add margin. Margin is the outer distance. Let's say 20 pixel, like that, or 40 to make it more clear. Okay, I think that's it for today's video. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.